I'm Lauren Saracione. I'm a 20-year fitness professional, and this is my personal account. This is clearly going to be uploaded to YouTube, but this is my now personal account where I'm going to share with you different metaphysical things about whatever topic that I feel like talking about that does not have to do with whatever fitness program I'm rolling out. So I've got two separate accounts now so that I can talk freely without feeling distracted and like salesy or anything, because I'm not going to talk about the fitness side or like the fitness application. So hence being more casual here. Okay, so I just did a 5-minute riff on the business account about the overcorrection of masculine energy that goes into toxic masculinity. Now I'm going to talk about toxic masculinity in a different way than you've ever heard before, because it is like, it's not really personalized. So what happens is, first of all, we have to start with this vibrational field. So we have a vibrational emotional body that's invisible. You can't see it. And emotions get stored in it. You can get the book Emotion Code to learn more how this works and how you can start releasing emotions from your vibrational emotional body on your own. Like, I do it for myself almost every single day, because like emotions, energy, they're like lint, like they just get stuck in your field. So we have this vibrational emotional body that you can't see, but the way the law of attraction works, the way the quantum field works, is that there has to be vibration, which like gives a density and it gives a meaning and it gives texture to life. And then there's frequency, which is information. And so when you combine information, just like you search something on DuckDuckGo, or that your phone is able to pick up the Wi-Fi waves for you to get this transmission, there has to be meaning. So the frequency is kind of like information, and then the vibration is like the substance of what it's actually going to, like how it's going to come out after you bake it. And then there's the personal effect, which is you, the human. So if we didn't have you and we just had frequency and vibration, there wouldn't really be much going on other than natural organic life that doesn't have a conscious mind telling it what to do. So you're the part that makes this whole experience in this third dimension special. Congratulations, all you had to do was show up and be born. Good for you. You don't have to earn living here. So when we have this overcorrection of masculine energy and how it becomes toxic, what I want you to think about is that masculine energy is like the positive, and it's the light, and it's the going forth, and it's the becoming. The negative, the divine feminine, is a negative charge. It's the dark womb. It's what happens when you're holding space. It's what happened when you are when you're developing. And the balance of the dark mother energy and light father energy is that it's the father energy, the divine masculine, that goes forth in this like charge of becoming. And when we have a negative thing happen to us, whether we like observe it, our bodies in the field, we misinterpret it, or if we are actually perpetrated against, like if it's actually a thing that happens to us, like rape or molestation or torture or attempted murder or theft, like whatever, like if there's actually a thing that happens to you. So if we have a thing that happens to us, or we have a misinterpretation of what's going on in the field, and we overcorrect, so we create a meaning about our body and about ourselves based on the feeling that vibrational emotional body is having, based on the feeling. So if we have a feeling that says, I am not good enough until I achieve, if that's the meaning that you give a sensation in your body, and you are unconscious, this is like the thing that gives you amnesia as a soul having a human experience. If you go unconscious to the feeling in your body, and you go to sleep to the feeling in your body, because if you were awake to the feeling in your body and aware of it, it would be really hard for you to function and do anything else in your life if you had that overwhelming feeling in your body. So when we have that, when we check out of the feeling, but we made a subconscious, or we made an unconscious identity about ourselves saying, I am not good enough until I achieve, that unconscious, way deep down in your identity centers of what you think makes you, says, I have an operating system that says, until I achieve, I am unworthy. and it goes through every area of your life. So then the next brain area is your subconscious, and your subconscious is what like puts all the patterns to say, well, if I have a thought to have a sip of coffee, that means all of the muscles in this arm have to do something in order to get the cup to my lip. That's a subconscious program. And we have subconscious programs for how we behave and how we communicate and how we show up in the world. So if we have an identity that says, it's unconscious, we're not aware of it, it's just automatic, that says, I am not good enough until I achieve, then you're going to have all these different subconscious patterns that come off of that. And those subconscious patterns, when we're in, I am not good enough until I achieve, put us into so far into the masculine energy of overcorrection that it becomes toxic. It becomes unavailable to look at the emotional landscape and make rational decisions because it's so stuck on the conquest of achieving. So then we have these like conscious stuff going on in our head that we're just like, that we're so irritated with ourselves because we can't reach the goal, yet we're doing all the things to reach the goal, whatever outcome it is in our life. And the reason why we can't do it is because the subconscious patterns cause us to sabotage in the overcorrection way, or cause us to not even notice the progress that we're making because of that unconscious identity that we created that said, I am not enough until I achieve. So this higher level conversation to the 5-minute riff about weightlifting and overcorrection is that we want to look at all the areas of our life of where we've gone into overcorrection. Because if we're doing things for a certain outcome of that feeling, I am not good enough until I achieve, if we continue living our lives like that, that overcorrection energy of the divine masculine becoming toxic, it's going to walk all over you. It's going to walk all over your relationships, and it's going to walk all over your health and like any dream that you could have in your life. Because the overcorrection doesn't allow any wiggle room and doesn't allow any grace. Like it's so far from feminine and flow and ease and hey, take it easy, nurture yourself, that it's like you're on this like forever ascent into who you think that you're supposed to become until you feel good about yourself. And it's just as destructive as not doing anything. And being so far into the negative of the divine mother and like not do anything and run away and have abandonment stuff within yourself. So let's see. If you were struggling with this in different areas of your life, if you're overcorrection because you made a meaning in your body that said, I am not good enough until I achieve. Take a look at your career, your relationships, your health, your housing, your finance, your car. Like take a look at everything that's going on in your life. And if you look at those things and you're like, yeah, they look good on paper and I still feel like shit. Whatever I feel like shit feels like to you, that's the vibrational emotion to start with that's stuck in your field. If you look at all of those things and you see how you have just like wrecked shop in your life out of all those categories and you're like, fuck, like I feel really guilty and embarrassed. Okay, what does guilty and embarrassed feel like to you? Because that's probably also has to do with the meaning you gave yourself when you first got this vibration from either the misinterpretation or from somebody actually harming you. And when you can identify the feelings and say, you know, I feel forlorn. I don't know. I'm just like picking like an abstract emotion. If you can name the feeling, then you can go to the vibration, to the emotional scale on the internet and look for its opposite. So you could look at forlorn and it's probably going to be near sadness and loneliness. So if you kind of look at sad and lonely and then you look at the opposite vibration on the scale, the opposite emotion, that's the one that you want to start injecting into your field with your imagination. You just want to sit in meditation and think about what would make you feel that opposite positive emotion to the one that you're experiencing when you looked at your life. Because what happens, because we're working with energy, as we're working with physical. So when you work with the energy and you infuse your emotional body with that higher vibration, you start to neutralize the energy. And the higher you can go and feel more positive emotion opposite to the one that you're feeling when you're looking at your life in the overcorrection energy of divine masculine, then the higher you get, the more perspective you get on your pain. So you start to see different ways that it played out and different ways that you like continue to pick up confirmation as you grew of this identity that says, I will not be good enough until I achieve. So the more you infuse this positive energy in your field, which then energizes your body, you get a higher perspective of how you have been doing your whole life in this overcorrection. And then when you can see it and you can understand these principles that this is just how energy works, then you start to release the meaning that you've given about yourself through the years, and you start to release the judgment that you have in this moment now of doing the exercise of actually looking around at your whole life. And so when you do the energy work and you are a aware adult person doing this work, you become your own healer because it's your conscious thought that says, oh shit, I had no idea this is how energy works. I had no idea that the fucked up things that I've been doing in my life are not my fault, but they are my responsibility. And now that I'm aware of them, I have to be the one to make all these changes. So it gives you that empowerment to make the changes in your life to not just like get away from your pain and get to a healthier relationship with whatever it is, like not just to get to good enough, not just to get to neutral, but to actually like bring your body out of all of that darkness and out of all of that negative stuff or over positive stuff and actually create what you want, like consciously create the experiences that you want to have. And like, that's like the stage that I'm in right now, which like, I'm so glad I separated these two accounts because like, I want to tell you what I am doing now with this energy work versus keep just talking about the healing phase of it, because you can get through the healing phase of it. You can literally exit the drama that's going on in the world vibrationally and start building what's next for the next shift, right? Like, I don't know like what the right term is. Like we passed through or we changed position of the galactic center in 2012. Like the center of the galaxy, we are in a different relationship to it. So it's like we're in a civilization shift. The energy's supposed to be fucking crazy right now. And you can use all of this energy in the field of the earth with the sun, the moon, and the earth, their vibrational, emotional field that they are creating. And you can exit the field, or you can like recreate the field of the collective, of the shared mind of the human consciousness. And then you can change your field and your experience. So it's a great time to be alive, to be very excited about it. And let me know if this is helpful. Jamie says, not my fault, but my responsibility. Gold right there. Awesome, Jamie. Well, Jamie's a healer. And so Jamie, after this is up, maybe it would be super cool if you can riff on this same topic and like from your perspective, like just drop a comment of how you understand this. Superposition is the word that just came to me. Yeah. So like I found on the CIA website, documents, declassified docs that said quantum physicists hypothesize that we and everything is a single electron in superposition. And an electron is a subatomic part. It's not even the atom. It's a thing inside the atom. That this entire experience and all of us in it is one single electron in superposition. When I read that, then I meditated. It was like in October that I meditated, and it was a Pisces full moon. I was sitting outside and I was like, well, then God, like, what the fuck is the point? Like, if we're just this, what's the point? And the intuitive like feeling that I got from asking that question was, you are what makes it special. And I was like, that's right, because we know from quantum physics, we need a conscious thought to impress on the wave, the photon of light acting as a wave to collapse into a particle for us to actually experience it in this dimension. So we are what is special. And like part of like the amnesia and falling asleep in this dimension is to forget that we're the special part and forget that we are literally a conscious extension of source to create whatever we want in this third dimension. The observer creates the observation. Yeah, that's what Jamie said. So yeah, Jamie, like if you've got insights with like with what you know how all this works, I would personally love to read that comment. And hey, Renee, good to see you. Talk to you soon. Maybe that would be nice. All right, bye.